All right, guys, we're going to try this again. If you were just on my previous live, I apologize. So I was trying to go live on Instagram and Facebook at the same time. Long story short, every single time I try to go live on Instagram, I get a phone call and that ruins the live and makes it so I can't continue. And I got a phone call and I swear like something's going on with the universe. It just does not want me to go live on Instagram. So I'm just going to go live in here and that's it. And that's just the way it's going to be. So let me make sure I am live in the proper group. Tech issues are so much fun, right? We're just going to breathe through it. It's all good. Okay, am I live in here? If you are new to my group, welcome to the Energetic Scaling Sales and Marketing Facebook group. I know I have a lot of you guys who are new. And while I'm seeing if this is working, the Sales Cure Masterclass I did will come down in 24 more hours. So if you haven't watched the replay yet, it's in the group and it will be up for another day if you want to check that out. Am I live in this group? Like, what's going on? If you're on live and you can see this, like, comment. I'm sorry, guys. I'm having so many tech issues right now. But anyway, if you're new to the group, why do people keep calling me? Like, just stop calling me. Okay, if you're new to the group, welcome. And I do these trainings every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And I really love to keep them to the point, direct, actionable, really, really helpful trainings to help you grow your business. Okay, it looks like I am live and we're good. Okay. Sorry guys. Thanks for being super patient with me. So gosh, it's just like one of those days where social media just doesn't want to cooperate. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today or today's training is on the number one shift to help you scale your business to 6 and multiple 6 figures. I'm sure you've heard of a lot of different things, but I'm here to tell you that this is actually the thing. If you're like, oh, I've heard this before, or another strategy or another mindset hack, no, this is actually the strategy. This is the actual thing that's going to help you. And if you haven't reached 6 or multi-6, this is the only reason why ever. So I'm going to talk about what that is right now. So the belief that most people have is that if they want to hit 100K years or multiple 6-figure years or even 7-figure years, the dominant belief is I just need the right strategy and goal setting. Now, I'm not going to do this particular training on goal setting, but goal setting is complete and utter bullshit the way that it's taught. It does not work. It keeps people trapped. It keeps people stuck. I'm like very passionate about goal setting, which is really, really a random thing to get so mad about, but it's just, it's a broken model. And the reason I get so frustrated about goal setting is because building my first business, I still have it. I still, it's still a part of my life. I still build that business, but the first 5 years, I was taught goal setting up the yin yang. Like literally I know everything about how to set smart goals. And I'm not saying that it's not good to have objectives and have a plan. What I'm saying is that kept me spinning my wheels and stuck and frustrated for years because I did all the things I was supposed to do. I did all the strategies. I set all the goals and all that did was keep me plateaued. So the common belief is that if I just have the right strategy and do the right things, set the right goals and learn how to implement all of these strategies that all the business coaches are teaching, then I can have 100K years or multiple 6-figures or 7-figure years. And the reason that's not true is because number one, if that were the case, wouldn't everybody who implements tons of strategies have these 6 and multi-6 and 7-figure businesses, right? Wouldn't everybody who's implementing like a boss, which I'm sure is you because you're a high achiever and you're a driven entrepreneur, wouldn't you have achieved your goals by now? Like if action and strategy and doing the things was really going to get you there, wouldn't you be there by now? Right? And that's the point that I was at. So I have compassion and I get it. I get why we believe that. I get why we think that there's some strategy or there's something outside of us that's going to get us there, like some magic bullet, some secret, because I've been there. And that's what kept me stuck in my first business for, so many years. I worked hard. I retired from my 9-to-5. And then what inevitably happened is I got plateaued at about 70K a year for 2 years straight. And so I just did exactly what I'm saying. Everybody thinks that, okay, well, I just need the right strategy, right? So I spent a lot of money on coaches who were going to teach me all the strategies. And I implemented the strategies. I have no problem with implementation, but I was very frustrated because it never worked. And it's because I didn't understand this one thing that I'm going to share with you today. So if you're finding that you've experienced that or that's a belief you have, I understand. I understand why you believe that, because that is the way we're taught to believe, which is also, by the way, working from the outside in. And that's not how our businesses are created. That's not how success is created. It's created from the inside out. So the model that we're taught by society, by culture, in and of itself is a broken model. It doesn't work that way. So totally get it. But if strategy was the thing that was going to get you to 6 or multiple 6 figures or whatever income goal you're working towards right now, if that was the thing, then wouldn't everybody who implements these strategies be there? If that was the thing that was going to help you reach that income goal, wouldn't you be there by now? Because certainly you've been implementing the strategies, right? And it's kind of like that saying I love to say now, if something isn't working, don't do it harder. Like, I used to be the person where, like, if it wasn't working, I would just work harder. Like, that must be the missing piece, was my work ethic, which really led to hustle and constantly working nonstop, which, if any of you know me, work ethic is not a problem. So all that did was lead me into like this masculine, hustling, overdriving, overcompensating mode. So understand it, but the belief simply isn't true. So the other thing is if you continue to believe that something outside of you, whether it's a strategy or a course or even a coach or a goal setting, whatever, if you continue to believe that something outside of you is going to get you to those 6, 7-figure months, or maybe even you're a coach, course creator, or a consultant who's just trying to get to consistent 3K months. If you continue to believe that it's a strategy that's going to get you there, you're going to continue to perpetuate the cycle of never being there, because that's not the issue. It's not that you need another strategy. So with that being said, what is it? So I'm going to explain to you in the best way possible, because it's a little bit hard to explain without using my hands. So I'm going to use my hands a lot. And it can be a little hard to understand. So I'm actually going to use analogies, okay? So the way that I explain it is, first of all, what do successful people do, right? Oops, sorry guys. Just hang with me today. We're just having all the issues. Successful people use strategies, yes, absolutely, but it's really not about the strategy. It's about the person implementing the strategy. So what I want to explain to you now is your subconscious identity. Something that I talk a lot about and teach a lot about, and obviously all of my students come to know very, very in depth, is how to communicate with their subconscious mind and how to reprogram their subconscious identity. Because you can never outperform your own subconscious identity. It's actually completely impossible. And that's why I get really frustrated around goal setting or strategy, because it's not about the strategy. It's about the person implementing the strategy, right? I've known tons of people who have had zero business strategy, who have gone and built multiple 6-figure businesses, and they don't have any strategy at all. So is that really the thing that's making them successful? No. What's making them successful is they have the subconscious identity of a person who can earn 6, multiple 6, whatever it is, a month income. I'm just using that as an example. So if you're at 5K months, it's literally no different. They're just a number. They don't actually have any meaning in and of themselves. So insert whatever income goal you want here. But the way you want to think of your subconscious identity is your subconscious mind is like the computer, okay? And it is in and of itself a computer that all the information is there, everything you've ever gone through, all of your beliefs, right? The subconscious identity is the hardware. So you know how like you have your computer, right? Like your Apple computer, but then you have hardware you can download onto it. For example, GarageBand, that would be an app you can download onto the computer, right? So the computer is your subconscious. The hard drive would be the beliefs and the paradigms and the subconscious identity that you are installing onto that computer. Now, these are installed onto the computer of your subconscious from the time you're born until you're about 8 years old. From the time you're born until you're 8 years old, you're just a complete blank slate, right? That's why they say, show me, what is that saying? I'm going to butcher this. And I think it was like Aristotle or something. Guys, just bear with me. Somebody like that said, give me a boy until the age of 8 and I will show you the man. Now, I may have butchered that, so please don't Google it, but it's something like that. Basically, give me a boy until he's 8, I'll show you the man, AKA who you are now is pretty much who you became up until the age of 8, which is kind of crazy. And obviously you've developed and grown a little bit since then, but if you are at a subconscious identity level programmed from the time you're born until you're 8 or 9 with limiting money beliefs, or a belief that you're the kind of person who can only ever struggle with money, live paycheck to paycheck, and bring in $5,000 a month, then no amount of strategy is going to fix that. It's actually completely impossible. And this is why I get so passionate about the work that I do, because that was me. I was the person who was like, I don't understand. I do all the strategies. I implement everything. I'm posting on social media. I'm a queen of consistency. And which, you know, the whole saying of like being consistent is the most important thing. I absolutely think that consistency is very important. I'm a very consistent person, but you can be consistent doing the wrong things and get nowhere. So consistency is not the thing that's going to get you there as well, right? You want to be consistently doing the right things, and you want to consistently be the right person, meaning you have to be that person at a subconscious level. So to take it back to what I was explaining, if your brain is that computer, you have to basically take out the old software that was downloaded from the time you were born until you're 8, delete that old software because it's no longer serving you. And we have to upload new software into your subconscious so that you can finally achieve those goals. Because then when you take action, you implement the strategy, then it actually works. Because you're working with an updated software. It's kind of like trying to, you know, build your business in 2022 when you're working with a PC that was built in 1998. It's going to be slow as shit, right? Like things aren't computing properly. Everything is going really slow. And I also want to say, to take it to a higher perspective, because I believe, you know, at least how I run my business is I infuse a lot of spirituality into it. I believe my business is an extension of my soul, and it's my soul lives through my business, and it's here to create what it's here to create. So with that being said, you're not broken. Like, I just want you to understand that I don't think you're broken. I don't think you need fixing. I think that is also an error that is on our computer. That's a virus. That's a belief, and it's not true. And I will not sell people on you're broken and you need fixing, because it's complete and utter bullshit. The reality is you're actually completely whole. You've just forgotten it. You've just been indoctrinated to believe that something is wrong with you and you need fixing. So when I work with clients, actually what I'm doing is it's even more so than updating the programs and helping you have a subconscious identity that's going to actually get you where you want to go. What it really is, when you really get down to it, is actually stripping away all the bullshit that isn't you, so that you can actually be who you were meant to be when you came to this lifetime on this planet. So it's actually like peeling away the layers of an onion. It's not about, oh, I need to go get something to be whole. You're already whole within. It's just there's layers of ego identification and subconscious reprogramming and indoctrination that has made you forget. Is that how you say it? That has made you forget. There we go. That is right. That made you forget, whatever. That made you forget who you really are. Okay. So let me try and explain this. And I'm going to give you one more example, because sometimes this can be a little hard to wrap your head around, but I'm going to explain it when it comes to personal development. Okay. Because a lot of times the clients I work with, they have done a lot of personal development. So if you're a personal development junkie, drop in the comments. I am too. Like I read probably a book a week, and it's almost always like a personal development book. Like right now I'm reading one from Wayne Dyer, right? Like I'm just constantly reading. But what happens with the people I attract is they do a lot of personal development. So they listen to the podcasts, read the books. They've done a lot of money mindset reading, like, you know, Amanda Francis's book, Jen Siciero's book about money, which I read. But see, what people don't understand is, although that information is really, really great, and I love personal development, that's content. That's information, that's facts, that's words, right? It's being filtered through your context. Okay, so your context is your subconscious beliefs, your current subconscious identity, your current paradigms. So all of that information, all of that content is being filtered through the context of who you currently are. And if who you currently are is, again, not the right subconscious identity, then all of that content doesn't really mean anything. And that's why change can feel really hard, because we're still trying to like take that information and shove it into our subconscious context. And it doesn't work that way. And then it feels like, oh my God, why is this so hard? Like, guys, changing your money beliefs isn't that freaking hard. Changing your relationship with money, reprogramming new subconscious beliefs, none of it is hard. It's just the way we've been taught to go about it doesn't effing work. It just doesn't work, right? or it's very slow, because the way the subconscious is reprogrammed is through, there's a couple of different modalities, but when you're reading books and you're just doing traditional personal development, that is the slowest way to reprogram your subconscious. Because yes, you can reprogram your subconscious through repetition, but reading books, you're going to have to read a lot of books on the same topic over and over and over again for that repetition to finally sink in and shift you at a subconscious level. So it's not impossible, but it sure as hell takes a long time. And that's why growth and change can feel so effing forceful and so like there's so much struggle. And it doesn't need to be that way. Like, yes, there are going to be dark nights of the soul. I'm not going to bullshit you. There's going to be disintegration anxiety. I actually had a client call on Tuesday. Was that yesterday? That was yesterday. And both, two of my clients in there were like, oh my God, I'm so anxious and I'm just feeling really uneasy in my body. And I feel like I should be working really, really hard right now and all of these things. And that's disintegration anxiety. That literally says that an old subconscious identity that you have clung to for years and years and years is dying away. So that's going to be really uncomfortable because your ego is very attached to that. So is your nervous system, to be completely honest. But once that disintegration anxiety dissipates, then you'll go into this new subconscious identity and you'll start to work from this place, and it'll be easy and effortless, and change doesn't have to be a struggle all of the time, right? This is what I mean when I talk about quantum embodiment work. And people are always like, well, act like the person you want to be. Yeah, embody the version of you want to be, but that can feel really hard when you're running from a program that is outdated, right? Hopefully this is making sense. So with that being said, to kind of summarize, the number one shift that you need to make to create those income months you're looking for, which again, maybe you're trying to just get to 2 to 5K months, fucking amazing. Look, that's easy as shit, you guys. I'm just going to call it like it is. 2 to 5K months, that is not hard. That is very simple. It is very easy. It is very achievable. The only thing that's making it hard for you is the subconscious identity you're currently working from. That's it. That is it. That is the shift. Once you shift that, call it whatever you want. Quantum embodiment, belief shifting, I don't know, dippity dappity do. Like, it doesn't matter what you call it. It is shifting your subconscious identity. Once you do that, what happens is everything else automatically shifts as well. Okay, so let's get into this really quick. The subconscious mind has, I kind of think of it as like layers of the subconscious mind. I wish I had like a graphic here, but the most superficial layer is our environment. So what do most people do when they're trying to scale their business? They go and try to shift their environment, AKA they take massive action, they implement the strategies, they just go do stuff, right? That is the most superficial layer of change in the mind. It's not going to get you very far typically. And again, that's why growing a business can feel really, really exhausting and hard, because you're just trying to do your way to results and do your way to the next level of success. And it's not possible. You'll just get burnt out. So then the second thing that people do is they will try to change. I'm skipping a couple things, but we'll just, to simplify, then they try to change their beliefs. That's great. That's a little bit deeper level of change. But again, haven't you ever noticed that trying to change your beliefs can also feel really, really hard? If you've believed for 25 years that money is the devil and is a complete asshole, right? If you were to describe your relationship with money, what would that description be? If you've always believed that money is never good enough, never there when you need it, it can't be trusted, whatever, right? Shifting that belief is going to feel really hard. And this is where a lot of people go. They just try to shift the belief. And then that's when change feels like a struggle. That's when it feels like, oh my God, this isn't working. So what we want to do is just skip all that bullshit, okay? We just want to go right to the deepest layer of change in the mind, which is shifting the subconscious identity. Because once you shift your identity, your beliefs change, your actions change, your emotions change, and then everything else changes automatically. So instead of like trying to do things to get the results, you're just going to skip all of that and you're going to be that person at a subconscious level. And so when I work with my clients, I'm actually helping them through different modalities to communicate with their subconscious, release the old programs, and reprogram in new beliefs, new identity, new feelings, new thoughts, so that they are no longer running from the program that was downloaded when they were 8, right? Now, there are different modalities you can use to reprogram the subconscious. There are so many ways to communicate with the subconscious. The ways that I love to use with my clients are hypnotherapy. Tapping is a really good one if you know how to tap. What else do I use? I use NLP NLP exercises that help you stabilize your nervous system. I could do training on that, but part of the money relationship is if your nervous system doesn't feel safe to receive money, that's a problem, right? So nervous system, NLP exercises, meditation is a great way to actually communicate with the subconscious. People don't realize that meditation and hypnosis are actually the same exact thing. There's nothing different except for your intention. That is the only difference. When you meditate, typically your intention is to get really quiet, be the observer, do energy clearings, communicate with your higher self, communicate with your guides, whatever. I do all sorts of different kinds of meditation. So my intention is different versus when I do hypnotherapy, my intention is very specific. I'm reprogramming or releasing something, right? So that's the only difference. It's actually the same brainwave state. I don't even know how I got on that topic, but because I was telling you the different tools to reprogram this in. So long story short, if you don't have what you want, it's simply because you're not the kind of person at a subconscious level who can have that yet. You can shift that. This is all in your power. That's the beautiful thing. This is all in your control. This is all at your disposal. You are the one who can change it. You're the only one who can change it. But going out and trying to do more, take more action, try a different social media platform. Oh, Instagram isn't working. Let me go try it over here. I'm not saying those things can't work, but they certainly won't work if you are coming at them from a place of fear, scarcity. It's not an inspired idea. You're trying to do it to make money and you're not holding the right subconscious identity, right? It's not truly in alignment. I define alignment as when your conscious mind and subconscious mind are actually on the same page and both believing the same thing. That's fucking alignment. That's fucking magic, okay? But most people don't have that because they don't even know what it is. They don't know how, right? So consciously, you might be like, yeah, of course I want 5K months or 10K months or a 6-figure business or whatever. But if subconsciously you don't believe that's possible, you're not the kind of person who can create that at an identity level, you're terrified of money, whatever it is, whatever's going on subconsciously, that's a lack of alignment. So what we want to do is bring those two things into alignment so that what you desire and who you are at a subconscious level are the same. That's alignment. That means it can flow. It can finally happen. And that's how quantum leaps happen, if you want to call them that. Call them whatever you want. But okay, so hopefully that makes sense. If you are watching the replay, comment #replay. If you're watching this live, comment #live. If you have any questions at all, comment, because this is definitely something that, is super in depth. I could talk, like you could literally study this for years and years and years and never understand all the components of the subconscious. There's a lot. So if you have any questions or you want clarity, comment below. And I'll say the Sales Cure Masterclass is up for 24 more hours. It's in this group. So if you want to watch that, you can go watch that. And I also want to just share with you that I'm starting a new case study. Okay, so I have a new case study open for high achieving, driven course creator coaches or consultants who want to go from 2 to 5K months to 10 to 12K months and the next 30 to 60 days so they can attract high ticket clients through subconscious reprogramming, quantum embodiment work like I just described, and then money mindset work. So if you want to get out of your shit stories about money or your shit beliefs around, oh, I'm not the kind of person who can do this, I'm not capable, imposter syndrome, any of that, or you're really struggling to magnetize the right kind of clients for you, that's who this is for. That's what this is for, this case study. So if you want details on that, comment below group, because I'm getting that group together. Comment below group. I'll be in touch with details about what that looks like and what that program is all about. And then if you ever have questions, you can always comment below, DM, all that good stuff. So I love you guys. I have to go and take care of the kiddos. And I hope you guys have an awesome, Wednesday. I'm like, what the fuck day is it? I don't know. Okay, bye guys.